Think about like the logistics of sliding. So you have to take time off work to go spin the block.
Do you think it's gonna come out? He taught himself how to put stuff in his ass to practice for jail.
What the? Two, one.
Welcome to Two and a Half Citizens Podcast.
I'm Zen.
It's Pabs
and Ruben.
And we out here to really just explain to you what's going on in these digital streets. So let's just start with our boy John Morant. John Morant, right?
Warrant.
Right? It's one of those things where like there's got to be more than that, right? Like who just decided 2 letters is it?
Yeah.
Because I want to say like the white in me wants to just say John, and that's not it. And it'd be mad. It'd be so much funnier if his name was John Morant.
Yeah.
And he was doing all this stuff.
Yo, so like, okay, I know he's a young kid, but like, who's gonna tell him that you can't actually live out a Pooh Shiesty song? Like, he can't really get it back in blood.
I'm wondering, okay, because and let's kind of get into this. So it seems like we've been seeing this kid, and the things that have been going on is that people have been saying the joke is that he's like the first NBA player that's going to make it out the league and into the hood, as opposed to the other way around. And so like I'm seeing this, and I'm really wondering because like we've all listened to some street music, we've all listened to some trap songs, we've all listened to some drill music, and been like, we feel the authenticity in it,
yeah,
and it kind of resonates with us, right?
Yeah.
And then it makes me wonder, like, damn, like, okay, I've been trying to have this thing where you're like, NBA YoungBoy is putting out way too many songs to still be actively in the streets. He's putting out way too many albums a year for him to have the time to be sliding like that. Like, that shit takes time. Like, if you slide, like, just think about the timeline of sliding.
He's like, allegedly, he's like a young thug, bro. He's just making the music, but he's got goons sliding.
No, but think about it like this. Like, okay, you are recording every day. A lot of these rappers, you're in the studio every single day, recording. Think about like the logistics of sliding. Like, you have to cruise around the block at night. At night is when you're prime recording. Like, people are usually like staying up all night in the studio.
Yeah.
So you have to take time off work to go spin the block, to go try to find someone. And then it becomes one of those things where it's like, you're not going to necessarily find someone every single time. You have to slide multiple times. You got to be spinning until you're dizzy. You know what I mean? So you're spinning the block, and then you finally find the op, right? You find an op, you slide on the op. At that point, you kind of got to hide out. You got to pick up shell casings possibly. You got to like basically make sure that you don't seem like you were involved in this in any sort of way, right? You got to lay low. You got to stay somewhere else. You got to kind of like
get rid of the vehicle.
There's a lot of work that comes with sliding. You got to watch the news. You got to go to the funeral of your ops because that's what people do out in these songs. Like, logistically, sliding takes a long time.
Stuff like, they don't tell you about in music.
Exactly. Like, no one's telling you about like how you have to transport. Like, there's a lot that goes into sliding. All they say is I slid on him. And most of the time they say, yo, I shot at him. They might have died. I don't know.
yeah. Someone died.
There's like, they basically say they watch the news the next day.
Do you remember that King Von video or not video, but song where he goes, he said something like, who got hit? I don't know, but King Von he don't miss or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, I hit someone.
And then, so not only that, it's also those things where he's like, where there's a lot, like if you look at those crazy story videos, like the whole day, no time in that video does he have time to go to the studio.
Yeah.
And even talk about this shit. He's just in the streets the whole time. So it's like the logistics to sliding. That's one thing that I really feel like there's when you're practicing as much as you have to when you're in the NBA. Like, you got to be up early in the morning at practices. You got to be in the gym. You got to be playing games. You got to be from city to city. For one, you're going to multiple cities. Like, unless you have international ops, like, national ops throughout like multiple regions. Plus, how would you develop those ops? As a basketball player, the only way you could develop national ops
is
by like sleeping with dudes' girls.
Bro,
to be honest,
I'm just kind of scared for this kid because you can't out thug anyone in Memphis. Like, Memphis is different.
Where is he from?
I don't know where he's from, but Memphis is different.
Because he's just in Memphis while he plays there or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, But
yeah, I don't know his background, but it gives me those. Reminds me of like the kids who already, had money growing up, but wanted to feel some type of like
Street
grittiness.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you lie about the resume, and I feel like it's more so leaning into that. Like when you're from that, you don't want
to be associated with it.
Yeah,
you literally don't
you're
want to be
moving away.
associated.
But when you're not
I think
from
it's
that,
a mix.
you like
So
want.
I'll
that
I think I
associated.
understand where he was at, and this might just be me wild, and I've listened to some things where people explain his background a little better. So kids in my neighborhood when I was growing up were not in the hood. They weren't really where shit was going. Like they weren't in a place where when you go outside, like you have to like pay off gang members for protection, or you have to like watch what area you're in. But we're in an area that was not as nice as every other area around us. We were an older neighborhood in a nice area.
Mhm.
So because of that, people had this like identity of wanting to like the way that they felt, instead of being like, no, we just ain't got nice houses like y'all. They just like, bro, we from the hood. Like we really out here hooded up.
Yeah.
And so they started like spray painting fences. So they started tagging our neighborhood.
I feel like it's kind of those things where it's like, if you're gonna say this ghetto, then I'm gonna lean into it.
They start breaking into houses, doing petty theft. They start shooting randomly. You would just start hearing like gunshots because people would just drive around and shoot out the window. They weren't shooting at anybody. They were just shooting for the sake of shooting. They were like claiming gang affiliations. And I'm over here like, bro, what you talking about? Like, we in the suburbs. Like, why are we doing this? Right. And so that's where I feel like in his area that he grew up, by what I understand, it's not a very affluent area.
I see.
But I don't think his specific neighborhood and stuff had like the craziness.
Lack of affluence doesn't necessarily equal gang activity or like.
But no, it doesn't. But sometimes people feel the way that you hear a lot of these stories start, which is what people also don't talk about. Everyone just talks about like, I'm sliding, I'm hood, I'm real. And then you hear them in interviews and they're like, yeah, like you'll hear Young Thug being like, I was the youngest of like 17 kids. And my mom was a single mom trying to make it and feed all of us. And my job was to go get bread, not money, but like physically bread. Like my job, I didn't have any money, but she sent me out in the streets to go get bread. And she's like, and I knew that was my job. So I would get a whole bunch of bread, stock it up, hide it out in the woods. So anytime I needed to go get a loaf, I just go bring it. I already knew where it was at. I already had that shit on lock. So you have to, at a young age, he was known for being the youngest dude to being shot at. He was being shot at 9 years old in the streets. He had ops in his hood at 9 years old. So no one talks about that part. No one talks about like you were usually having to provide for your family. And
Did you just say he went to the forest to go get bread?
He would steal the bread and stock it up. Loaves of bread, he would go steal them. And then instead of just stealing one loaf at a time, he would go steal like multiple loaves in a day, hide them out in the woods. And then so when his mom says, I need another loaf, he would just go to his bread hiding spot.
Honestly,
you think he slid on the raccoons when they found his stash?
I think he might have.
But I would say if I was,
it sounds crazy,
bro. If I was like a Walmart employee and I see like this little 8-year-old stealing like a ton of bread, honestly, I might just let him.
I mean, right. So, but regardless,
that's sad.
Well, but no one talks about that. Everyone makes it seem like it's cool that you're sliding and the people are trying to shoot at you at a young age. But it's really like, hey, like as a parent, you're like, how are they going to let them be in that situation? They have no other choice. Yeah. And a lot of these places, they have no other choice. It's just really what it is.
Well, that's what it is, bro. It's like, that's like what Ruben is saying. Is like when you're actually from that stuff, like you don't want to be associated. Like the shit isn't like, it's not cool. Like when you wrote the Metro for the first time and you were like infatuated with it.
I don't know why you had to put it out like that, but that's fine. Okay.
Hey, you girls are the one that made fun of you.
Y'all poor people, like, so you pay? You just...
No, dude, it was. I thought it was cool. I was like, damn, I'm just like, I don't gotta.
He starts talking to the bus driver. He's like,
it wasn't even the Metro. It was the Metro Rail. To be honest with you, it was the Metro Rail. I was already in downtown. I was already in downtown. I had driven downtown, parked. I just didn't feel like moving my car around. I was trying to go to the taco spot down the street. I was introduced to the idea of the Metro Rail. You know, it was a nice day. I had fun. What's up?
So you haven't ridden the bus yet?
I mean, not in Houston. I've ridden the bus in New York.
Yeah, okay, but not in Houston. It's a different breed. It's a different breed, especially now that the rail is there. Yeah. I think the bus is it just depends where you pick it up at. But that's funny. You rode the rail. The rail's so nice. Even
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I had a blast. I had a blast. I thought it was great. That's why that's what I was talking about. Like, it was so cool. I'm like, yo, this rail's sick. But
Okay, I would have
say,
agreed with that.
but I say all that to say that basically, like, when you're in these situations, it's like, all right, it is that thing. People looked at us in my neighborhood as y'all are the broke neighborhood, right? Y'all are the broke neighborhood because y'all don't have a gated community. Y'all don't have like a really nice lake in the middle of y'all's neighborhood. Y'all only have one entrance and one exit.
The community pool, the kind of weird looking.
Right. Even though we have the deepest community pool, so fuck with me, but that's whatever. You know, shouts out to the old community. But you just see that. And I never understood why they would go to that extent. Like, I always just stayed cool with them. I was like, hey, yo, we boys, right? So, like, don't break into my house. But, like, you know, they were just out here doing things that they thought made them hood because people are telling them y'all are poor or y'all are, like, not living as nice as us. So then they just kind of lean in and go, all right, then we hood then.
Yeah.
We hood. So that's sometimes where I can see it seems like that might be the situation here. But we don't really know. We don't know what's going through his head, what's making him feel like this is like, because it's all for attention, right? Like, usually if you're on live like that.
It's like Ruben said, bro, he's already in the NBA.
Yeah.
So what
made it.
Right.
So what attention does he want?
That's what I'm wondering. So, because here's the thing that everyone talks about. You know, is every rapper wants to be a ball player,
Bro,
and every ball player wants to be a rapper.
Is he
And
trying
that's
to be
just kind of how it's
50 Cent?
been.
Is he trying to be like many men?
Not even. I think he's trying to be like NBA YoungBoy, like Lil Durk.
Bro, he's
like,
gonna end up like NBA Dumbboy.
I'm just saying. Like, I don't really fully understand what makes you feel like you need to go to those lengths.
I just feel like best case scenario for this kid, he loses most of his deals.
Well, no, right now. So apparently, because of that,
It is wild that Nike like still was like, maybe we'll drop him. I don't know. Too soon.
well, because here's the thing. So here's where the problem is, and I don't know what ended up getting solved with this. Because he had the gun at the strip club, the investigation is trying to prove if he took a gun on the plane. If he took a gun on the plane, he was suspended for the 1 game or whatever, 2 games for the whole situation with Alive. But he could be suspended up to 20 games if he had taken the gun on the plane.
Oh, because it's like crossing. Or
right.
Like it's like
now it's like, it's a whole other situation. Yeah. So they're trying to investigate if he had the gun on the plane. And if he does, then that'll make him lose up to $100 million because he, in his contract clause, if he's not like MVP or NBA, there's like all these stipulations that this will fuck up multiples of millions of dollars for him for trying to have a little gun on the plane. Now, some people
at least have a full Draco, bro. Like, now that is annoying, bro. Now, if you're gonna lose like 100 milli, then lose it right, bro.
Now, some people will say, like, we don't understand what it's like to be, have this type of target on your back, being this successful, being from where you're from, and that sometimes you need to have that protection, and people don't understand that you need to have your own protection like that. I just don't understand. Like, you have the money to, if that is the case, to hire the best security, which is what all the rappers do.
But like, okay, like back in the day, like AI was hard, but he didn't do like no dumb shit.
No,
like
he
this.
did. That's the whole. He's like that he did do the dumb shit.
Like, to this extent,
it seems like it. Hit us with a quick Googs, Ruben.
What do I Google with that? I wrote AI basketball.
AI did some dumb shit.
No, AI. God dang. But no, I put Allen Iverson because AI is going to put artificial intelligence now. Because I've been wondering, like, I've been seeing all this stuff online, like AI art, like AI. I'm like, God damn, Allen Iverson really been diversifying. Like, he's been going into all sorts of different industries. He's making art now. He's like making software. Like, I was
ChatGPT is just him.
Yeah, it's him responding to every prompt. What if ChatGPT was really just Allen Iverson responding to every prompt that was sent in?
That's what the tech world doesn't want you to know.
That is really just Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
So by what I understand, people were saying like that is a similarity. He did a lot of the dumb things that that you would see someone like him do.
Y'all see all the memes with Jaw with like they like basically put pictures of, or like put like highlights of him, and it's like the 8 Mile song playing, where like Eminem's like, you went to like private school and like your parents Love you.
Yeah. Now it's one of those things. Like, quickly before we move on, did you see? Like the Instagram posts, like his old Instagram posts that popped up of him?
God damn it.
They're so funny. Like, they're super funny. Like, it's just him as a little kid, just kind of being like, I'm high as fuck.
Like, I make cocaine.
I make cocaine. He's just like, yo, bad bitches, bad girls.
He said like bad girls fun.
No.
No,
He said bad girls ain't good.
Drug
but good
money
girls ain't fun.
can buy what you want.
Like,
Bro,
he's
wait,
just saying.
why does that Instagram just remind me of like a bunch of dudes we like went to school with? That you're just like, bro, what the
It's got like the Valencia filter with like the weird crop.
Yeah, it's almost fried.
for
It's like
sure,
borderline fried, but not really.
I for sure saw dudes like this like in 8th grade be like,
I still be seeing dudes like this on Snapchat and shit.
I high as fuck. I high AF.
no, I'm sorry, bro. If you're our age now and you're still posting the weed photo and the HMU,
Hey,
It would have been
sometimes
like
people,
this.
some people gotta just.
Either
That's
they
the
use it the
hustle.
Wild West. It says hate being sober.
Hate being sober.
He looks like he's 12.
yeah, he was, bro. If you think about Instagram back then, he's 23. He's much
All
younger
right,
than
so
us.
think about it like this, right? All right, and then this kind of changes, and this kind of makes me think about it in a different way. All right, so you're a kid, right?
Bad girls ain't no good, and good girls ain't no fun.
Right.
That's the picture.
All right. So check it. So think about it like this. All right,
yeah.
you're a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and you want things, and you want to live this lifestyle. You want chains. You want like gold teeth. I think he might have some.
Bro,
like,
he's got the guns with like the fucking Hollister t-shirt, man. Like, come on.
But
You're
so you
it's
want
not
these
hard.
things. So you want these things.
Yeah.
In your head, you're like, how do I get them? And that's a lot of times what starts off too. People are like, yo, I really want shoes. Everyone at school got new shoes. My mom can't buy me new shoes, but if I hustle, I can get shoes. So you have these desires, you have these wants, you have this desire to live this lifestyle. And for most people, you get that through rapping. Didn't really seem like that was going to be his path. So he plays basketball and he does all this stuff. Now, mind you, it seems as if, because I don't really see how you make it without tons of family support to like make it into the league like that. Tons of like your family taking you to camps.
Yo, these camps are expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
No, like I asked, people. I was like, yo, like, because you try to guesstimate for like kids, like what you gonna put them into, and then I got a homie, and I was like, because see, like Ruben and I, we played for like a ghetto soccer league that like was $12 to go, and they like barely cut the grass. They tore that the soccer field down. It's not there no more.
What is it now?
I don't know what it is now, but it's sad.
Yeah, the neighborhood changed.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, the guy I asked, he was like, yeah, well, man, for like club soccer, it was like probably like $5,000 a semester for like the league he was at, and I was like, yo,
because disrespect me, I black his eye. That no lie.
You sounded like NBA Youngboy when you said that. I ain't going front. And now you're seeing people like, because here's the difference. So you see people like NBA Youngboy who come out and say, I was led wrong. How am I supposed to lead? Y'all say that I'm leading wrong. Well, I was led wrong. So how, like, what example am I supposed to have? Even if you don't, I don't know his family background. And this is going to sound crazy for me to say that he might not have a father figure in his life, right? But when you play sports, when you play team sports, a coach always seems to be like a father figure where they're like,
bro,
want your
Jaw,
best
there's a
interest-
picture of Jaw with his pops, like, and his mom, like, they're all like hugging.
You get to discuss his dad is Usher, so.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
The Usher?
The Usher.
Usher.
No,
That
I'm
would've been
joking.
crazy.
But his dad
That
looks
would be
like
crazy.
a straight up clone of Usher, and so it's been an
But
ongoing
like
joke.
you have family support around you. You have people that are like trying to have your best interest in mind. But you find you want this lifestyle. The life. It's not that you even want the money. You want the lifestyle. It seems like from a little kid he wanted this lifestyle.
Bro, he
He's
got
a
the
rapper.
lifestyle now. What do you
Of the rapper.
of the rapper? Okay.
Of the rapper. So you have
It's
the
like, I ain't want
money.
this. Take it back to the store. Bring me back.
You have the money to like fund the lifestyle of a rapper. Now, How do you get the respect of a rapper?
I pull out my gun.
Because if you notice, one thing I will say, sports players are the most disrespected people because you put yourself out there to play, and then afterwards, First Take talks about all the things that you fucked up on, and players
Stephen A will say some crazy stuff about you,
and then like fans are literally yelling at you, disrespecting you from the stands that they paid to go see you at. They're saying like, man, you suck, you ain't shit. Like they're disrespecting you the whole time. All they do is disrespect you. And the only way to get this respect is be like, bro, I'll pull the blicky out. What's up?
So he's gonna pull the blicky out there like it's some like street ball or something.
I don't know. I mean, he's gotten into wasn't there multiple? I think there's been multiple. Like he assaulted someone. He was like allegedly.
He allegedly beat up like this kid, right? Like
who was talking shit. And I think that's that thing where you want the respect that rappers get. You want people to be afraid of you.
When do you think it's gonna come out that he taught himself how to put stuff in his ass to practice for jail?
What the fuck?
Can you imagine? Just like. Because it's like that's where you're going, bro.
No.
So it's like,
what do you mean, dog?
I'm saying, bro, like you
on some Young Thug shit.
Yeah.
Because you've heard that Young Thug line, one of my favorite Young Thug lines
that's what
ever.
I'm saying.
He says, "When cops pull up, I'll put that crack in my crack."
Yeah.
Have you been practicing, Pablo?
No.
It just seemed like you came at this from like experience.
No. Because jail's not like when would I go to jail, bro?
White collar crimes.
No.
True.
No.
They need a fall man.
They need a fall man. Goddamn.
I'm just saying.
White people are like, all right, bro, and then.
Especially because, and this is going to switch us into our next topic here that I kind of want to briefly talk about. The banks are failing, dog.
Which one?
All of them hoes, not all of them, but like Comerica and all like the regional banks and shit like that. Like you should know about this shit. What's been going on?
I don't.
You staying that silent, like I'm the only one. Like I'm just saying something that ain't true. What's been going on? Why you sound so distraught?
No, I'm not distraught. I would contact your financial professional. This is not financial advice.
This isn't financial advice, but can you give me a little bit of a rundown? I'm not telling you like what you should do or ask for advice. I'm saying what is
I don't know, bro.
factually happening.
I don't know, bro. Google it.
I have, but why won't you just tell our audience what's going on?
You tell them then.
I don't know everything.
You tell them, and if you get something wrong, I'll correct you.
Okay. I don't know why he doesn't want to talk about this. I've never seen Pablo clam up so hard on a topic. So, by my understanding, and I know nothing, but by my understanding, y'all know how like banks be taking your money and then like invest in it in other places so that they make money. But they be like if they want to give you like a $2,000 credit loan, they'd be like investigating you under a microscope. But then they invest like billions and billions of dollars into like random things that should be promising, but sometimes aren't promising. And basically what happened is they made some pretty not good decisions.
No, they were safe investments.
I've heard that basically what happened is they locked themselves up in long-term investments where they can't touch the money for a long period of time. And now people want their money now, and things are only insured.
Basically, what happened was with the shift in the economy, a lot of the T-bills that these banks were holding lost even more value.
But maybe they should have thought about that ahead of time.
They should have. They're dumbasses.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people pulled out money.
Why do we need to pay for them?
We shouldn't.
It's not us.
They just eat less avocado toast and
I don't know, bro.
What's going on now is that like they just kind of got unlimited money now. I've heard like they kind of just told them, "Hey, yo, just like don't fail."
I don't know, bro. It's bullcrap. Like I hate all these like because it's so funny to me that all these people that are like, "Yo, you gotta let the market be." Like fuck this communist socialist stuff, and then something like this happens, and they're like, "Wait, so like." We getting bailed out, right? Like, bro,
that's happened with SVB.
Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. That's just stupid to me.
It is. Look.
But a lot of people's money was secure. I mean, they were SPIC insured.
Unless you had more than
unless you had more than what it insures, then that sucks.
They still got insured. What are you talking about? SUP.
Oh yeah,
got
no,
bought out,
they
and
did had
paid everybody
SBIC
back their
insured,
money.
and then the Biden
And there's
administration
this-
said we're gonna cover what the SBIC insurance doesn't cover. So everyone got their money.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like this dummy on
So-
Twitter
so
who's like
for
a
me-
he's like a famous investor or something, telling people basically like we shouldn't be given handouts. And then I think a month later when this happens was like, hey, they should give us back at least 10 million from this bank because you only get insured 250,000.
That's the SIP
And
limit.
I think that's literally how much money he had in there. So it's just kind of funny that that's the number he
Yeah.
came to.
Yo, why are you trying to talk about serious stuff? I wanted to be fun.
This is fun because it's not that fun for you, I'm assuming.
No, I'm just saying I'm
Well,
contact your local financial planner.
here's my thing.
We're just
with
guys. We're
of
just
course.
dudes.
And all I'm done. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just talking about what happened.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I'm not telling you this is what you should do and this is what I think's happened. I'm just telling you this
You're
is
trying
what
to you
happened.
trying to put a gang affiliation on me, dog, and I can't.
What
I can't.
gang affiliation am I trying to put on you? I'm just saying that this is what happened. Okay, so what
You're just
what's-
saying I'm white collar affiliated, dog. And like,
no, it's just for me. It seems like you just need to stick to putting your money under your bed.
goddamn.
I mean, that really seems like the only way now. I mean, like we can't trust the institutions no more. Like what institutions? We need to decentralize.
Yeah,
Where's
because
crypto
that's
at?
working out so well.
Where's crypto at? Where's crypto at? Y'all were the ones that was steady trying to invest in crypto. Where crypto at now?
For real. My bad. I told you to put all your money in Dogecoin, and you did.
Hey, no. Insert clip of Zen saying, "I will put 90%."
That was when you and I first met too. It was
Dogecoin."
so fun. You must have thought I was wild back then.
bro.
I was just giving regular responses, and then Zen would hit me with a "well, what if?" And I'm just
like a ridiculous ass.
I just gave up.
scenario.
I'd answer one question, and then he hit me with a hypothetical on a hypothetical, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
That's
I don't
all.
know.
That's all money is hypotheticals at this point. What we back by? What we doing right now? Like I'm mad confused. We giving hella money to Ukraine.
I'm
We
just
giving
trying to
hella
watch
money to
F1, dude.
banks.
They said that they got money, and then they just be handing out money.
That's where I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
say.
crazy.
I'm like, what happened to all this debt we in? Now all of a sudden we got money to hand out to banks.
That's
all right.
crazy.
I mean, same thing. Bringing it back to Ja, like there's all these gun-toting Americans, but when Ja holds up a pew shooter, they don't want to stand up for him.
Well, where he at though? It
Yeah,
depends on
what the NRA say, bro?
what
Yeah.
city and or state is he in, and that's the answer.
Nah,
What
the
city or
NRA.
state was he in?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, but Memphis is in Tennessee. That sounds pretty gun-towing to me.
Is it?
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing is I really don't know. And I was wondering the same thing because I'm like, dog, sometimes
Yo,
people do really
Tennessee is-
wild. I was
Tennessee-
driving behind someone who had a license plate that said gun owner. That was the license plate. They got a customized
Yeah,
license
you better
plate
not cut
to
that
say
person
gun
off.
owner.
You better not cut that person
In
off.
Tennessee, an adult can carry a handgun openly concealed
Yeah.
without a permit.
So where are you, NRA? Come
Now-
for your boy.
Here's the difference because here's the very specific
Pacific.
word that changes everything completely. And the word is brandishing.
God damn.
All right. Well, I mean, but
When
also
you-
he's black, and so the NRA.
Yeah.
You know,
No, when you're
don't know.
brandishing a firearm, it doesn't matter if you have a firearm, that's one thing. If you're brandishing a firearm, that is a completely other thing.
What brandishing mean?
Brandishing is to flare it around, likely in an intimidating manner.
but how is this intimidating?
Yeah, dude. It's
You're
like
showing people.
He just
I got
held it
the
how I
thing.
hold like a stinky
bro.
sock.
You know, it's like
Maybe he
the,
was trying
the
to
little,
put it in the
What did
trash.
people say brandishing was?
it's like the little Men in Black gun that Will
Yeah.
Smith-
Maybe
what
some
did
of the strippers' sweat got on it, and he was just trying to place
Yeah,
it.
Try it out.
Try it out.
what did
Yeah.
Google say brandishing meant?
It means wave or flourishing or flourish as a
And he
threat or
waved-
an anger or excitement. He waved it like mace.
He waved it in excitement, for sure. He waved it in excitement.
Okay, are
And-
we sure this is a real gun and not those like like when the homie had like the gun lighter?
How do we know?
Yeah, how
I
do we
agree.
know?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Thank you,
You're right.
Pablo,
How do
doing
we know?
NRA's job.
Yeah.
How do we know?
Coming to save a
Ja.
white institution. Yeah, and Jaw.
Wait, what?
He's doing their work for free.
Oh yeah,
He's doing the Lord's work.
yeah,
bro.
And all right, just clip this, bro. I just want to first off mention Mexico beating PR last night in the
Soccer?
what's it called? It's like
No,
basically the World Cup but baseball. So
baseball.
Yeah. So baseball. So it's like all the MLB players, and then some countries don't even have MLB players. They're just like random dudes. Like I think Croatia, their team's made up of like teachers and like just random dudes.
But I'm assuming they have to be good if they're
Yeah. But they're like non-professional. So Mexico beat US 11-5. We beat the UK, which I didn't even know they had a team.
Hold on.
We beat Canada.
Why do you keep on saying we?
Because I'm a Mexican citizen, bro.
Until when? How long is this?
I don't know. At least I got 4 more years left.
4 more years?
Yeah.
There you go.
Nuh-uh.
He's still
for real?
Yeah, dude. Our you know how I kept making you think that our podcast name is in danger? It's actually
I really thought it was.
Yeah,
and
no,
so
no.
you still got 4 more years of like not being able to cross through the checkpoint?
No. I'll
Just
get
like Trump.
I'll become a permanent resident, but I still won't be a citizen.
So you still have Mexican citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue with the we.
Okay. Damn. See how he tried to press me on something like that?
For real.
Anyway. Hey,
I just gotta clarify sometimes. I gotta see who you claiming.
We beat Canada, and then last night was the quarterfinals, and we beat PR.
Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't even ask because Pablo was at the game. He puts on the hat and everything. He goes out. It's in
But
the
isn't
blood.
PR
Like
America?
Yeah, that's weird. But anyway, we still beat them.
Wait, Puerto Rico has a team or DR has a team?
Both. So
But who did we beat?
We beat Puerto Rico.
Oh, man.
And Puerto Rico beat Dominican Republic. So Puerto Rico knocked out the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So and we beat out Puerto Rico. They were actually beating us until I think it was the 7th inning. And then this is I don't know about you guys, but this was the first year I made a March Madness bracket. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. It is very fun.
What does that mean? Because I don't do sports.
So it's just basically
unless Jake Paul's fighting.
64 teams.
64 teams in the NCAA.
Split up in a huge bracket, and you basically say who's going to win out of the 64.
Yeah,
and
you don't even got to
really
root for
fun
the
because some of them really suck. Like it'll be like, I don't know, like some dumb school like SFA or something like that, and it'll be playing like that
was
like
mad
UT.
disrespectful.
Sorry,
that was my disrespectful to my alumni.
Yeah.
And they'll be playing like UT or something, or like I don't know, Vanderbilt,
or like some crazy like cult
really
school,
rich,
like A&M, going out in the first round.
Not even. It'd be like they're playing who's a good team. I don't know. They're playing.
Where did you go, Ruben?
Team. I went A&M.
But he's that one A&M alum that could care less about the institution.
Yeah, because nobody there looked like me. Well, not nobody, but I used to say like if you found a brown person, it was very rare. If you found a black person, it was like a unicorn.
Bro,
it was very difficult.
This man would do the funniest thing. He would walk around A&M with a Georgetown like sweatshirt.
Yeah, I just
you got from like the thrift store.
Oh, even the only it's A&M shirt I own is from the thrift store. I was like, I'm not giving this institution any more money.
Yeah.
But it's really fun because you get a no-name school who beats like this insanely rich school who has all the money in the world.
I called the Purdue upset. I just won't let it be known.
And that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah.
It's like kids who like ain't even playing in basketball.
You don't need to pull the receipts up.
It's like kids who are like playing in like some tore up shoes with like tape on them and stuff versus some like Nike sponsored.
Yeah, so
team,
it's like imagine a school that's sponsored by Jordan gets beat by a school that's sponsored by Under Armour.
Not even. They don't even have the Under Armour.
Or not even have an Under.
It's like Under Armour sent them some shoes so they could play in the thing. And so that's
but like no one has a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
March Madness is really fun. F1 is really fun from what I hear.
Yeah. So
I want to get into that, but I want to get into this. We're in this March Madness stuff, and because of that, I don't know if you guys saw that we're getting free concerts here in Houston.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, so like from like the end of March into the beginning of April, we have Megan the Stallion on Friday. So on that weekend, it's like the weekend where March turns into April.
Okay.
We have Megan the Stallion on that Friday. We have Lil Nas X on
This
the
is outside
Saturday.
the rodeo or with the rodeo?
This is outside the rodeo. This is all at Discovery
Oh.
Green. You have to like RSVP. It's already sold out though. So if you didn't RSVP, it is
It's a
what it
wrap.
is. I've already RSVP'd. So catch me, big old freaking out there with Megan. And Lil Nas X is on day 2. And then you just got like hella like Keith Urban and like hella country artists on the Sunday. And
Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights.
so I just think like I just want to say shouts out to the March Madness thing. Everybody go out, support the city. And yeah.
Yo, we're going to the
Is
Brad
Houston in
Paisley
it?
concert at the rodeo today. Yeah, I got going all the way because the finals in Houston.
Oh,
That's
is
why
it
we're
really?
doing
Yeah.
that's why we're getting Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah, and they're ranked number 1. I need to watch. When
Yeah.
are they playing today at 4:10? I won't
Yeah.
be. Sad.
But anyway, yeah, we go into the last time we filmed, I told Zen we were going to the rodeo to watch Brad Paisley, and I was like, yo, who's Brad Paisley? Because I don't know nothing about country.
And then he
then-
reduced them to the State Farm guy.
Yeah, bro. I didn't know he's the guy that sings like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with like Peyton Manning
Wait, isn't it Nationwide?
or Nationwide. Yeah.
Nationwide is on your side.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna perform that song. So are you like listening to anything else that he's written to hopefully
No, I'm gonna just be screaming, sing the Nationwide song.
everyone's gonna hate you. You're gonna I almost said something crazy. You're
No, I can't be upsetting the whites like that.
Yeah,
think
you're-
I'm just-
you're gonna be a word that people would say that's not good.
it rhymes with ick. Spick.
No. It rhymes with clinched, like whenever someone is like,
yeah.
clinching a series, they might try to do that to you. So I would just try to stay away from upsetting the whites.
Yeah.
And
They might call an institution that rhymes
I'm
with dice.
dyslexic because y'all are saying this, and I'm really trying hard to figure out what the word is.
They're gonna try to call an
I
institution.
feel like I'm
that rhymes
playing
with
Wordle. I'm like, how many of these are correct, and how many of these do I need to change?
dice. You think they're gonna call dice on me?
they might call dice on you, dog.
All right, that one I understood. That one wasn't as clever.
Well, I had to dumb it down, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, thank you. The other ones are like,
You're like, the fuck going on? over
I'm
here?
still on the first one. Yeah, chill out.
No, so I mean, what is your? Because as we're getting into sports here, there's a few more sports things. I'll bracket up. I don't know if it's already passed. I don't know how you
It's
do
already
that.
passed.
It's
All right,
already
bet I'm
passed,
not
you
bracketing
can't.
it up. Then I was just gonna say that just so I can feel included. Now, you've been really on this F1 shit, and I'd be like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, I've never
you
met
can only
somebody
turn-
more into a sport than
I've
like
never met
Pablo.
anybody in F1 other than Pablo personally
All
in my
right,
life.
so this is what happened, right?
So what is your favorite track and why? Like, what are like the
no, chill. Hold on.
Nah, for
No,
real,
no,
what is
no,
your favorite
chill.
F1 track and why?
This here before I answer that, I just want you to know that for all you F1 YouTubers, the crown's been on the floor and I'm picking it up because I'm tired of all the F1 content trying to be fancy. It's all these British dudes speaking properly and speaking wild on the one Mexican driver, and I'm sick of all the slander. So I'm just gonna pick up the crown and then just be wild on the other drivers and just defend Checo without any
Yeah.
reason.
So
Just
Checo's
So
the
what you're
boy?
saying right now is you are the greatest F1 journalist of all time.
100%.
You are picking up the crown as the greatest F1 journalist
100%.
of all time.
I need to be
Can
in
we
Drive
add
to
a banner
Survive. I need
for
to
the
be on Drive
greatest
to
F1
Survive.
journalist under him?
Next season, Drive to Survive. Holla at your boy. I'll
You'll be
explaining all
Checo's
the jokes.
translator, basically, even though he speaks perfect English.
yeah. But no. So the reason I
Checo,
got-
save your voice. Let me tell you.
No. Hey, don't stoop down to this. Don't stoop down to their level. Let me do it.
Hey, yo, Max Verstappen, your mama's a bitch. And just-
I hear one person talking shit about Checo in the barbershop. I'm beating their ass.
Yeah.
That's straight
So-
up Pablo, bro.
Yeah. So this
He
is what
might
happened.
slide for Checo.
Yeah. So this is what happened. So my dad has been into F1 for years. Like he's
Talking about Checo ain't about this, Checo ain't about that.
Yeah. So my dad's been into F1 for years, ever since I was a kid. He's always wanted me to get into it. I never really got into it till Drive to Survive came out, And then I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Hold on.
So for people who don't know what that is,
No. So you're telling me that you could not get into a sport until they basically made it a reality TV show
100%.
that was like keeping up with the Kardashians.
100%.
I wonder if that is, now that I think about like just how shit goes, like I wonder if once the Hard Knocks came out, if more people started watching football. I wonder, I mean, with the
Friday Night
UFC,
Lights.
we all know that the UFC and the Ultimate Fighter champion show walk hand in hand to like where you really want to like, it's like basically Drive to Survive but for UFC.
Yeah.
That whole competition series.
Yeah. So like I mean it makes a lot of sense. I think Netflix is in their bag right now of like they're doing all these documentaries about sports, and it's the same guy that made Drive to Survive, and I feel like they're finding this niche of like luxury sports because they made one for tennis and they made one for that follows the PGA Tour. And I feel like so I have like a pretty obsessive personality. I don't know why I'm like this, where if I like something, I like go all the way, and like it takes up a lot of like my mental space, and like I learn all of the history about it. And
have you thought about talking to a therapist about this?
Probably, but hey, I mean, at least it's with knowledge and not like some crazy like drugs.
That's true.
Like with skateboarding, when I was super into it, like I knew a lot about it. I've been out the game now, so it's different. Anyway,
so what is your favorite F1 track and why?
Favorite F1 track, I would say, like my heart wants to say Mexico, but it's not that crazy of a track. I think either Suzuka, Japan, or Silverstone in
why
the UK. So Suzuka, Japan, because it's like a super fast track. You see a lot of like overtaking, a lot of action. Silverstone, because that's like where, like if you talk about like history, like that's where it all started. Also Silverstone last year was crazy. It was a wild race. Monaco is really cool too, but the thing about Monaco is it's a street course, and it's super hard. Like if they make a mistake, like you're in the wall, you've ruined your race, you're crashing. But it's kind of boring to watch if you don't really understand F1, because there's not going to be a lot of passing, since it's literally like they're driving these huge F1 cars in like the street, like it's an actual street. It's not like a course.
Damn. So if there could be an F1 track anywhere, where would you want it?
Houston. So
off Westheimer or what?
Yeah,
off 45.
I'm 45, bro. Oh, yo,
no. We go 249. Where all the racing already be, just throw some F1 cars on that hoe. Just 249 F1.
Yeah, no. If they could move the Austin race to Houston, that'd be sick.
Yeah, why Austin get the race?
I don't know.
Because they're the bohemian destination of Texas.
Anyway, I'm gonna say qualifying today for Saudi. So let me give you a recap of this season so far. So kicked off 2 weekends ago in Bahrain. Max Verstappen.
Which is where on a map?
It is in. I'm learning a lot of geography with this too, by the way. Bahrain is
here. It's east of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
it's like an island.
Yeah.
So how do y'all feel about Saudi Arabia like buying everything because they have all that oil money?
Yeah, like
you should ask the US.
Well, so they know no. But
they also bought the WWE.
They have to do this because they know the oil is gonna run out, and it's like,
right. So they're trying to like plan their future with like things like investing in all this entertainment.
Like they created their own
shift on into tourism. That's why Qatar did all their whole World Cup shit. They just like built stadiums.
That's what. Well, and here's the thing: like they can't just create like a basketball team or like a football team, because it's like I feel like a lot of that is you're kind of born into it, right? So like
not only that's the infrastructure.
You could be like a Knicks fan because you grew up in New York all your life, and that's why you're a Knicks fan. You know, a lot of it is very like if you identify with the city, you'll identify with the team.
But not only that, it's like even internationally, because that's only nationally, but like internationally, you got to think about it. Like, what would they show in your channel, right? So it's like a lot of people are like Rockets fans because like in China, they just show the Rockets. So because of that, people like, like Yao Ming and shit. Not anymore, but that's where they get that attachment. That's just in the house.
So I feel like with F1, the way I think it's the way of F1 fans are changing, right? So like it used to be you followed a team and everyone was for the specific team. With Drive to Survive highlighting the drivers' personalities, you start like identifying with drivers. So people, I would say the younger fans don't really care about the teams. It's I like this driver, whatever team they're at, I'm a rock with the driver. And I think that's also why there's a lot of these races like in Bahrain, there's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, there's Abu Dhabi, because like you could, and honestly, I feel like it's dumb to, on the F1 level, to like a team feels so ridiculous to me because it's like car brands that they're not like your average Joe car brands. Like it's like fucking Mercedes.
But why are
Ferrari,
they racing like
Alfa
go-karts?
Romeo. Huh?
All right, so I have this story. So I was trying to get Alexis into it, and so I was watching Try to Survive the newest season, and she's asking me all these questions, so I could tell she's interested, and I don't know half the answer. Like, why did the car spark? I thought they were the brakes this whole time, and and then it's building up to them racing, and then she sees them racing, and she's like, "So when did they start racing?" I was like, "Ooh, what do you mean? This is the race?" She's like, hell no, you're telling me they're racing go-karts? I thought they were racing real cars this whole time. She's like, I was excited to see the Red Bull car. I was wondering what it looked like. I was like, oh my gosh.
This looks like a go-kart.
She says, I can't watch
so here's the thing. So there are these
well, I wanted
supercars,
to say it because I knew Pablo would be pissed. Because I was like, I need to tell Pablo this.
Still check it. The thing is, I mean, they're supercars, and so of course they're gonna have all these weird shapes and stuff to make them performance-wise the best they can be, aerodynamic, whatever. Yeah. But I think what Alexis is saying,
are faster than F1 cars.
Like you're talking about, like commercially made,
not
like
commercially made.
Not made. All right, let me see. F1 cars top speed. Let me see. Top speed is 218 miles per hour, bro. The Honda Civic, come on, 225 probably.
Nah,
that little meter go bleep bleep bleep.
No way.
It's made with the same. It's made with the same engine.
It is made with the same engine.
So say less, bro.
No,
watch the Honda Civic G-force. Just get that good neck.
Fucking die. Just
off of 45.
Yeah.
Now we got to get to the
20 over there.
We got to get into the important thing.
Yeah.
Do we believe that there was an ancient civilization that was F1ing before?
Ooh.
So do we think that back before in ancient Egyptian times when it was like jungle and they had originally made all of these pyramids and stuff, were there this ancient alien civilization that had turbo vehicles?
Yeah.
And they were F1ing around?
Maybe, bro. It's crazy. Like when you get into all that ancient
Skywalker win the some in 2 parts.
He won the Grand Prix once, right? I think he won the Grand Prix once.
Yeah. He did.
As a child.
Pod racing, dog.
Yeah. Now, so I've been getting into this rabbit hole, right? Of like all this
ancient alien. No, not ancient.
Not even ancient aliens. But if you get into like that idea, right? Because I've been into like astronomy too. I got to keep on making sure I don't try to say astrology because people are gonna think I'm talking about Pisces and shit. But like, I've been getting into stars and like not like what your moon rising is. I'm just talking about like there is a star in the sky. The fuck does it do? Where are we at? All this shit.
I thought that was a NASA put up like a screen, and the sky's not real.
Well, you're not supposed to tell them that.
Chill out, dude.
Oh, you're right.
So we out there, we're looking at space and shit, and I'm like, all right,
allegedly.
And I'm like,
no, I'm just kidding.
If all this talk about and this ties into like have you seen all like the stuff with? All right, why have they been all of these balloons or like aerial objects that have been shot down, but somehow no one's found debris? No one's talked about what it is that they recovered. No one's talked about anything. And so, of course, everyone's idea is going to go aliens. And you're like, okay, truly what I think it is, it's this other countries' technology, and we don't want to give up the fact that other countries are on us because then we're going to feel pressure to go to war with them and stuff like that. And we ain't trying to do that shit right now with all this nuclear stuff. So we just keeping everything under wraps. In my opinion, none of this stuff is valid, proven, or anything. But you start getting into all the alien stuff and you're like, all right, we got hella detection out there. We're seeing if rocks are pulling up. We're seeing all this shit. Like, wouldn't we see like some sort of ship come through into our atmosphere? Like, wouldn't we see something?
Yeah.
People been saying that these motherfucking aliens coming from under the ocean. Like, if you look at all the Navy shit, all the Tic Tacs that they found should be pulling up from under the water. Do we have an ancient alien, or not say ancient, an alien civilization
Marble was right.
that's just underwater?
And he's Mexican?
Well, Mexican's crazy to say.
Oh, yay. Nah, man, whatever. Other people on TikTok mad.
So what's up? Do we think that we have an ancient civilization underneath our oceans?
Nah, we probably killed them with oil already.
Yeah.
Nah, they're super deep in the deeps.
Wait.
The
Would they be like harder than us because of all the stuff we've done to them? So like
Yes.
they're probably immune to microplastics.
No.
Yeah,
They
are microplastics.
So you know how like
dog.
here's what I think happened personally. I mean, this is again wild. I'm putting on the tinfoil hat. Just like we domesticated dogs and we domesticated cats and we've changed all this stuff about them because we bred them in different ways, I think we've been domesticated by aliens.
To do what?
To create artificial intelligence.
For what?
So we're like self-sustaining on the earth. And so it's just kind of like, it's like we have this natural, like ants, like we have this natural thing to build and build and build more technology that we think is helping us, but may ultimately destroy us, some may say.
Yeah,
and so like we just
I don't
think
even
you're
know.
wrong.
I mean, it's like I think it's just like how we're programmed to be. And then who programmed us, then that becomes the overarching question.
You know, iRobot's a movie, right?
Everyone be telling me this shit. Like, yes, I know that every one of these concepts has movies based on them, but that doesn't mean that the concepts themselves don't stand, even in a philosophical sense. So let's just say, right? So I've been on the whole, if this world is a simulation, let's just think about philosophically what that would mean, right? So you would say, if the world was a simulation,
have you seen the theory that we live in a simulation because Ed Sheeran is famous? So there's this theory that we're all a part of Ed Sheeran's like simulation dream, because you got this like awkward looking white kid that like bangs on a guitar and raps, yet he's like the biggest artist in the world.
Bro, I'm tired of all this Ed Sheeran slander. If I
Ed Sheeran's pretty good. I ain't even front.
Speaking about
Ed like that.
Sweet on Ed like that.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
I mean, it is what it is, but like Ed Sheeran's my wedding song. Like it just is what it is. Like I can't have none of this Ed Sheeran slander.
No, I'm not slandering him. I'm just saying when you look at him,
he's just saying you're part of the simulation.
No,
but okay. So I told my dad this the other day, right? So this is where it gets into the thing, right? So I've just been watching all these videos too, and so it's like, all right, if a civilization got advanced enough to make a simulation, the first thing they would do is simulate their previous prehistoric existence to see all that shit, right? And like run whatever. So then it becomes like, what are the chances that if that is the case, what are the chances that we're in based reality, right? That we're the ones that are going to make the simulation, or that someone's made the simulation with us. Then you go into like, all right, well, what would you have to like prove? And some have said that if you look into like just matter, and if you look into like DNA, and if you look into all this stuff,
kind of matter?
There's like ones and zeros, as if there's like computer code programmed in all this stuff, right? You start getting into all those rabbit holes, yada, yada, yada. And then they go, well, what about the energy, the amount of servers you would have to take to like make all this work? And then they say, well, yes, you would need a lot of energy, a lot of power. But when you're in a video game and you are sitting there and you see a building in the distance, that building isn't rendered until you get to that building. So you don't technically need to make everything real around you until you're in that place. That's the way video games work.
Are you saying that?
No, he's saying, you know, when you drive and you see a puddle in the distance, but then when you get there, it's not there.
Right.
That's what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like my dad, I just had to put him in the rabbit hole when he was like, bro, it's so crazy. There's such a small world. So like my friend that I know from such and such here, I look at them on Facebook and they're friends with someone that I knew since I was like a little kid back in my hometown. And it's crazy. It's like such a small world. I'm like, well, some would say that if the world is a simulation, you'd have like a set of characters in your life that you'd basically want. Like, it's not like you're going to have this vast knowledge of everyone in the world. You're going to have a select character pool. Everyone else is like an NPC. And so everyone, kind of like a sitcom, is just going to play characters within your same life. that's things that like would be true if that would be a thing. And now, of course, you say that, and people are like, "So what? You think the Earth's flat?" I'm like, I never said that shit. I never fucking said that shit.
So you telling me? Are you saying that? Who made the pyramids?
This is a lame ass simulation. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's why. So that the other thing too is that like Elon would say, if this is a simulation, whoever simulated us is way less like interesting than us.
I think what we're now talking about is all these billionaires putting money into space. Maybe they know something we don't. And why does Jeff Bezos
that gets
thing
into
look
cataclysm?
like a wee wee?
Into cataclysms,
or yeah.
Like that the world's just gonna like. That's another thing too, because the cataclysm stuff's been like. So I'm like, all right, so we're way overdue for like the poles to switch. We're way overdue for like hella North American volcanoes to erupt on top of the ticking time bomb that we're just gonna destroy ourselves in World War III because we have all these leaders that don't seem to care about anybody really. They don't care about their own citizens. They hate everybody else. So what incentive do they have to not destroy everybody? And then let's just say Putin really is dying of cancer, and he just goes, "Yo, you know what? I can give a fuck. I'm about to be gone anyway.
One time for the one time.
We detonate out. We leave him with a bang, you know." On top of the fact that we could be due for multiple cataclysms.
I think so.
At that point,
Can I blame your Putin drill song on that? If that ever happened,
damn, that's crazy for you to. That's crazy for you to say.
America's got an out, man.
He goes, "That's it. That's it.
It's the final
straw.
This is the TikTok that did it. They're looking for Zen.
They're looking for me. They specifically make the missile hit me.
I love all the memes of like Russian like military like parachuting into O Block.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, but no, it's one of those things where you start being like, all right, so at the end of the day, let's just take a step back from everything. And we're in this jumbled up rat race of life where we have to give ourselves purpose because as humans, we feel like we need a purpose. I mean, animals out in the world, insects have this purpose, right? Like bees pollinate or whatever the case may be. So they have these built-in purposes. And then we're rolling around this rock trying to find the purpose while we're in this kind of golden age of time where like cataclysms haven't hit us. So we've been able to evolve and start thinking about this fact that we need a purpose when usually our original purpose was surviving, just hunting, gathering for our families, and then figuring out better ways to continue that happening.
You and I did talk about that last time we had a barbecue in your backyard, and we were just saying like, yo, it's so crazy that like building a fire just like. Have you ever noticed
that y'all have all these talks like you're high, but y'all aren't high? So I couldn't imagine if y'all were high. That's the conversations. Are you telling me y'all looked at fire and we're like, bro?
No. But
no, it's not that. It wasn't.
We came up.
Ruben, no.
It wasn't like that.
Have you ever built a fire and it just like feels right?
Like you're just encapsulated by the fact that you're like,
yes, always. Every time there's one, you sit there, you're like, damn.
And you look at it, and you're like, we did this. We did this because it's built. It's wired into you because back in the day,
like, your like nature comes in because it's like
back then you'd be like, I built this fire. My family gets to like survive tonight.
Yeah,
I'd be like, my family gets to eat tonight because like
I
did
like
this.
Unga Bunga comes out, like you're like, ooh.
And those are the things where it's like some things are we're still hard. Like anxiety worked really well when you were on edge all the time, trying to make sure you didn't get eaten by wild animals or by another tribe. Now that's just annoying because everything's kind of taken care of, and now you're just anxious for no fucking reason. But like that shit made sense before. You feel me? Like that shit.
Are you rebranding anxiety, bro?
That's how it was though, for real.
Like telling everyone.
So like those things were good. Like if you had anxiety, you were like on your toes. You were like you made sure you weren't like caught slipping.
Yeah.
Now you're just anxious and shit.
Bro, if you had insomnia back then, that was fire. You were like a warrior. You were making.
They're like, bro, that guy just doesn't sleep.
Bro,
he's a motherfucker. I don't sleep.
You were making sure no one was coming to raid the village.
But that's the thing too, is I don't think insomnia existed back then because you was so tired from being out there doing that shit all day. As soon as you lay down, you sleeping. Now it's like we just got too much free time to be like thinking and shit.
Evar and I watched The Last of Us, and then I ain't gonna lie, if something like that happened, I feel like I would want to die instantly.
Okay, I'm glad. Yes. Well, I said the exact same thing. That's funny. Alexis and I were watching it with her friends.
I haven't
Yeah,
watched it yet.
I was like, yeah, you wouldn't see us. We would we'd go one day and we'd go do what we want, and then we'd be like, all right, RIP, see y'all later. Y'all deal with
Yeah.
it. Like, bro, I don't want to be here. This
Can
world
you
sucks.
imagine?
That takes so you have to do so
Awful.
much shit just to
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the fuck?
y'all figure it out. And so we were talking about this, and I think Vincent was like, nah, bro, I'd want to survive. We're like, why? He's like, cause it's just human nature. You want to. I'm like, nah, that's for
That
y'all.
is the thing, though. For some reason, there is some human nature that some people just want to survive,
Yeah, but that's not me.
and some people drive to survive.
Yo.
And on that note, I think
On that note, this weekend, Checo's
Who's
getting
winning?
pole position again. Because he did it last year.
pole position is that like which stripper gets to go up first?
Yeah, John
Nah.
Morant actually throws him
Yeah,
50K.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No. So today it's qualifying in like 2 hours. So basically, what qualifying means is you go around and you do laps. You're not actually racing. Whoever has the fastest lap will then start in pole position. So first place, then second, third, and so on. That's how you decide the grid. But there's also rules. So like you're only allowed to have
I'm off the grid.
like certain changes
I'm
to
like
your
half
car.
on, half
So
on.
like basically I think you're only allocated
Could they put
3
elbows on
engines.
the F1 car? Lame.
You're only allowed to. So if you change more than 3 engines,
If we get the Houston track and they put spinners on it,
hey, some swangers on an F1 car,
yeah, bro.
that'd be crazy.
But everyone would have to do it so that it would be fair.
Yeah.
Nah, you lean
the
in
sake
a
of
little,
weight.
fuck up
Oh,
their
shit.
tire.
You swinging?
Yeah, bro.
Whoa! When they're doing the formation laps or when they're under a safety car, it kind of looks like they're swinging because they're trying to keep the tires in temperature.
I've seen it. You should put some chopped and screw to that.
Yeah, bro. That'd be.
You
hard.
see that in Houston, but there's no safety car. They just
Yeah.
in Sunnyside again, getting
Yeah.
to the nicest sounding neighborhoods in Houston are probably the worst. Shout
But
out
anyway,
Sunnyside, though, not that bad.
so Charles Leclerc from Ferrari is already coming in with a 10 place penalty because last race his engine blew up and he had to replace all that shit. And usually you would get to this place like maybe 6 to 7 races in, and he's already like suffering with penalties. So Ferrari looking like it's already over for them. Maybe it's not looking good. So my prediction:
R.I.P.
Checo to win, Max in second, Fernando Alonso in third. El plan.
And with that being said, tell your Theos, we out here being reckless, speaking for them, speaking on behalf of them. Pull up to anchor, drop the anchor,
Simulating.
and we assimilating and simulating, and we out.